Duke, Annette Funicello, Richard Pryor. Next Entertainment Tonight. A health update on the stars America love. Patty's heart scare. Her first interview since undergoing a frightening surgery. Plus, from Johnny Carson to Pryor to Funicello, we're setting the record straight on the reclusive stars. Then...
Hey there, E.T. Check out this week's sneak peek at Lost only for E.T. viewers.
And Hollywood's 2 tons of tutus. Next E.T. Patty Duke, Annette Funicello, Richard Pryor. Next Entertainment Tonight. A health update on the stars America love. Patty's heart scare. Her first interview since surgery. Then...
Hey there, E.T. Check out this week's sneak peek at Lost.
And Hollywood's 2 tons of tutus. Next E.T. Patty Duke, Richard Pryor, Annette Funicello. Next E.T. A health update on Hollywood's reclusive stars. Plus,
Hey there, E.T.
a Lost exclusive and 2 tons of tutus. Next Entertainment Tonight. A Hollywood health update. Plus, Lost and 2 tons of tutus. Next E.T. A health update on the stars America love. Next E.T. A health update on the stars America love. Next E.T.
You haven't heard about Julia's babies and George Clooney's debilitating injury. Inside Shelley Long's divorce papers, a star's battle with bulimia, and Jessica Simpson's home movies next.
Entertainment Tonight, the most watched entertainment news program in the world.
What you haven't heard about Julia's babies.
Even when they're babies, get them up dancing.
It's day 3 with the twins, the challenges that lie ahead.
They had 2 of them, so I guess instead of a man-to-man, it's a zone defense.
Plus, George Clooney's debilitating injury, why he had to cancel his Ocean's 12 interviews.
Inside Shelley Long's divorce papers, the ugly end to their 22-year marriage, why he left her, and will he get her Cheers money? The tragic fate of Susan St. James' teenage boy. What really happened to him aboard the doomed flight? Will her husband and older son survive?
A plus-size comedian's battle with bulimia.
Normal people don't drive around with Tupperware in their car so they can throw up.
She once weighed 281 pounds. Now we're inside the hospital for her stomach surgery and the dramatic results in the story from stage 28.
I feel like the luckiest guy.
The new Odd Couple? Nope, it's your first look behind the scenes of Meet the Fockers. And recognize this tiny diva in training? Jessica Simpson's holiday home movie.
Wait, and a Happy New Year.
Tonight, E.T. delivers the mail. The stars send messages to Julia. Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Hart.
And I'm Mark Steinis, and Julia's Ocean's 12 husband, George Clooney, is laid up, Mary.
With a bad back, we have the details plus the secret multi-million-dollar pad that George, Julia, and Brad used for their movie Clubhouse. This is the incredibly lavish spread where George, Brad, Matt, and the gang hung out in Palm Desert. The house with its wraparound pool belongs to Ocean's 12 producer Jerry Weintraub, who gave Diane Sawyer a tour.
And this is my pool, so I swim right down. And when you're in there swimming, you don't know where you are. You think you might be in the jungle, or you might be just in another world.
Here we are in Jerry's shower.
Jerry's shower. Michael, can we come in for a second?
Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones were staying in one of the mansion's luxurious guest suites.
This is Mr. Douglas's private hot tub. You know, he needs the private hot tub.
The film opens December 10th, and more of Jerry's tour will air on ABC's Good Morning America tomorrow. Danny Ocean's on-screen wife, Julia Roberts, is spending her third day as mother to Hazel and Phineas. At the IFP Independent Spirit Award nominations, which will be handed out February 26th, the day before the Oscars, Julia's Something to Talk About co-star Dennis Quaid sent his best wishes on the twins' birth.
Congratulations. They had two of them, so I guess instead of a man-to-man, it's a zone defense that they're going to have going on there.
At Ms. Magazine's 2004 Women of the Year honors, the stars all had advice for the new mama.
I think the way that I was raised is the best way. Lots of music, lots of food, lots of dancing. Even when they're babies, get them up dancing. Bless her for twins. That's all I can say. If anyone can do it, she can. She is, you know, superhuman, unbelievable woman.
And George Clooney is suffering from a ruptured disc in his back, which has forced him to cancel a planned trip to New York this week, where he was scheduled to promote Ocean's 12. George is under bed rest and might be back on the publicity trail next week, just in time for the LA premiere. Our hopes for a speedy recovery, George. Now, we told you the Ocean's 12 gang hangs out at Jerry's place, and tomorrow we're going to prove it. George, Matt, Catherine, and Brad. Wait until you hear what they tell Diane on Thursday's Primetime Live. That's tomorrow.
The body of what is believed to be the youngest son of Susan St. James and husband Dick Ebersol was recovered from the wreckage of that Colorado plane crash. Kevin Frazier has the latest news on the investigation.
The body, likely that of the 14-year-old high school freshman, was discovered under the shattered fuselage. An investigator from the National Transportation Safety Board says it is believed Teddy was ejected from the plane during the crash and the wreckage came down on him.
He was killed instantly, I will say that. He didn't lay there and suffer. He was killed instantly.
During last night's Monday Night Football game, Al Michaels expressed the feelings of many of the Ebersols' friends and colleagues.
We are just heartsick in our prayers and our thoughts to Dick and Susan and the Ebersol family and the families of the flight crew. Just a tragedy.
According to the NTSB, the pilot who died along with the flight attendant declined an offer to have the plane's wings de-iced before taking off from Colorado's Montrose Airport. That's just one of the factors that investigators are probing, trying to determine what caused the crash. The plane's voice recorder has been recovered, and now everyone wants to know if it will shed light on what led to this tragic accident. The NBC Sports chairman and his 22-year-old son, Charlie, are still listed in stable condition and are expected to make a full recovery. Susan is believed to be by their sides. The chairman of the NTSB, Ellen Engelman Connor, said today typically an investigation of this kind can take up to a year to complete. They'll look into, among other things, the possibility of structural failure, engine failure, and of course, human error.
The private lives of Arnold and Maria revealed. California's first couple lands the cover of Vanity Fair on stands December 7th, and Maria discloses that their relationship was love at first sight.
She said, our attraction was instant, it was physical, I just liked him from the first moment I met him.
Maria also revealed her choice of Arnold shook up the family tree.
She said, everyone expected me to marry a preppy who had gone to Harvard or Yale. And she said, Arnold comes along, and she said all he talked about was being rich and famous, and let's go take a ride in my convertible.
And it turns out Arnold does Maria's wardrobe shopping.
The image is rather irresistible, isn't it, of the governator going to Armani and picking out her blazers.
Now, how about Arnold the artist? Vanity Fair reports that on display in the couple's vast bedroom and bathroom are dozens of his watercolors of, get this, Christmas trees, snowmen, and hearts. Softy.
All right, people, are you ready to meet the Fockers? Dustin Hoffman joins the sequel to the hit comedy Meet the Parents, and only E.T. can show you how he kisses up to Robert De Niro.
I feel like the luckiest guy.
Dustin and De Niro make an unlikely couple in the comedy, but it's actually Dustin and Barbara who are the Fockers.
Meet the Fockers presents the comic potential of Barbara Streisand and myself, who ain't gonna back down.
You seem anxious. Let me work out the kinks.
And not only are they going toe-to-toe with De Niro, they're out to embarrass son Ben Stiller as much as humanly possible.
I had my disectomy in 1974.
He really made her laugh on the set, and she was, she hasn't done a movie for a while, so it was really exciting to see her.
But she's a very gifted comedian, and at her best, I think she's out there.
Barbara's a sex therapist who tries to loosen up De Niro and wife Danner, while Dustin is a stay-at-home dad who's the perfect party host.
One of my guests here is a Tom Collins fan.
You can meet these Fockers on December 22nd, but we're wondering if Dustin and De Niro are up for a remake of The Odd Couple.
No, I'm fine. I'm happy.
I don't know. That just might work. There is news tonight that De Niro's next movie about the CIA called The Good Shepherd has just inked Ocean's 12 star Matt Damon. Matt is taking over in a role slated for Leonardo DiCaprio. Mary?
Mark, fasten your seatbelts. It's day 2 of Leo and the Aviator Week here on ET. Tonight, it's People's Sexiest Man, Jude Law, as the Hollywood swinger Hughes loved to hang with.
Johnny tells me you're thinking about doing a Western.
Yeah, making a Western. Gonna call it The Outlaw.
Jude plays the dashing Errol Flynn, the swashbuckling screen star who had a way with the ladies.
Yeah, Catalina sounds grand.
Let's have some fun. I've even managed to coax the luscious Mr. Haviland and her equally luscious sister to accompany me.
In this scene, Leo gives a hint at Howard Hughes' mania when Flynn touches his food while Katharine Hepburn, played by Cate Blanchett, looks on.
I think this was a part incredibly well suited to Leo.
Leo had been trying to get The Aviator made for years until he teamed with director Martin Scorsese. Now he can finally see his film take flight on December 17th.
He had a huge amount of passion for it because he's helped develop and produce it.
I thought Mr. Hughes was flying around the world.
Alec Baldwin is Hughes' nemesis in the film, but he has nothing but praise for Leo.
I think he's probably one of the 3 or 4 best film actors today.
The Aviator premieres tomorrow night in L.A., and we'll have all the last-minute preps tomorrow on E.T. and the secrets to being one of Hughes' Hollywood bombshells.
Coming up, did Shelley Long's divorce lead to her drug overdose? We'll tell you what the divorce papers reveal. Then, from stage 28, a plus-size comedian's struggle with bulimia and the extreme measures she took to lose weight.
Did you sell out to the Hollywood pressure to be thin?
But first, despite reports Nick and Jessica are sticking together. And look who's back. Fran opens her home for the nanny reunion.
This is only for you, E.T.
That's next.
Ready for December?
Hey there, Katie, what is up? It must be great having 14 cousins. Except at this time of year, that sure is a whole lot of presents. Check out the new performance, please, only at Old Navy.
Exciting new colors and styles, like zip hoodies, bomber jackets, and pullovers.
And by the way, your mom says hi.
Talk about cozy.
All new performance fleece starting at $15 this week at Old Navy.
Hey, Chubbs, first day? Yeah. No. The answer's always no. You got that, Quasimodo? Now, I'm a caller. Hi, can I redeem my credit card miles? No. That's right. Mix it up. Tic-tac, no. E-I-E-I, no. Marco!
Paul, no.
All right. Are we clear?
Yeah. No. Hey, shouldn't they just call Capital One?
Hey.
Yeah.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One no hassle rewards. There's no blackout dates on any airline anytime.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, I got a couple bucks. Bus pass.
Not you.
Coming up, Mark Harmon and his NCIS team are baffled when a man seemingly bursts into flames following surgery.
Spontaneous human combustion, it's an urban myth.
That laugh is back. It's Fran Drescher, and after 5 years away from the show that made her famous, the nanny returns for a very special dinner.
It's 2004. Do you know where this lamp is?
Miss that delicate titter? Well, then get your fix on Lifetime next Monday with the Nanny Reunion, A Nosh to Remember. Renee Taylor, Charles Shaughnessy, and the gang gather at Fran's Beach House.
I've seen everybody over the years individually, but we've never done this.
Oh, you're still the best kisser, baby.
Right back at you.
Plenty of kisses were shared over the show's 6-year run. You'll see plenty here.
Get over here, naughty nanny.
Over a big meal, the cast reminisce.
And you remember the being prepared for the
That was the longest laugh of the series.
Ditzy Fran was in the OR prepping Charles for his appendectomy.
Shave him for surgery.
Well, where do you want me to shave him?
Sucking for a raise.
The show's kids are kids no more. Nicole Tom is 26, Benjamin Salisbury, 24, and Madeline Zima is 19. All still act.
It's strange. Everyone's so different. I mean, the kids are grown-ups.
Fran thought it would be fun to use her home. That was before work began.
I told my assistant, next time I begin to utter those words, why don't we use my place? Just punch me in the face.
Certainly hope they helped with the dishes. Jessica Simpson and her hubby Nick Lachey are stuck on the holidays, and they're ready to give you a taste of their family Christmas. This is a glamorous Jessica singing holiday classic. But in Nick and Jessica's Family Christmas airing tomorrow night on ABC, we also get to see the couple's comedic side. Sister Ashley joins in the fun, and there are also home movies from Christmases past.
Wait, and a Happy New Year.
Answer the question.
Single, no kids, and happily hetero.
That's E.T.'s own Carlos Ponce guest starring on tonight's Eve on UPN. He's the guy who comes between friends Eve and Allie Landry.
He likes them both, and he dates them both just to see, you know, which one he has a little more chemistry with, and then he gets busted.
He's manly looking, which is very good. Very manly. I like the little stubble on the face.
Gibbs, NCIS.
And on tonight's NCIS, Mark Harmon and his team investigate a case which seems to support an urban myth.
Will you spit it out, Mickey?
Spontaneous human combustion.
And look who's returning to TV. It's Murphy Brown. Candace Bergen has signed up with Denny Crane's Boston legal law firm and is destined for run-ins with James Spader.
Next, from stage 28, a plus-size star's lifelong battle to be thin.
At my heaviest, I was 281.
Was she shunned by Hollywood because of her weight?
We do live in a world where it's usually the tallest, the thinnest, and usually the blondest who wins.
Then, Shelley Long's divorce. After nearly 22 years of marriage, what went wrong? Who left? And how will they split their estate? We go inside the divorce papers next. Closed captioning provided by...
Afraid to wash your darks? Now you don't have to be. Introducing Cheer Dark, a new cheer for all your dark laundry.
If you have asthma, today there are paths you can take to add symptom-free days. Call your doctor and ask about medications that treat the two main components of asthma, and get on a path to more symptom-free days.
The Ramiro family want all their holiday wishes to come true. So come on, we're going to Sears.
Good life.
Okay, family, let's go find those wishes. Go, go, go.
Along with me, get out your wish list.
Mom's wish. Oh, Mama. Dad's wish.
Come on and dream the American dream.
Girl wishes.
It's a good life.
Boy wishes. I want them both. That's wishful thinking. Sears. Good life, great price.
She starred opposite Jennifer Lopez and has made audiences laugh for years. But behind the jokes, Jackie Guerra was miserable. She was a size 24 and addicted to yo-yo dieting. How Hollywood shunned her and how she changed her life is tonight's story from Stage 28.
I used to say that I was a lifer in the fat prison.
How much did you weigh at your heaviest?
At my heaviest, I was 281.
She broke into film with J-Lo and Selena, cut her teeth in sitcoms with Leah Remini, and just last year was a plus-size model and proud of it.
I am what I am, love me or leave me. You know, I got curves, so let's see them.
But looking back, Jackie sees a different woman, one who was putting on a brave face.
It breaks my heart in a way because I just know how tough it was, how hard it was every single day.
So Jackie did the one thing that she once thought unthinkable. She underwent gastric bypass surgery, and since May, she has lost 113 pounds.
Did you sell out to the Hollywood pressure to be thin?
Hell no, I didn't sell out. What I did was sold myself in. When I made the decision to have gastric bypass surgery, I wasn't turning my back on women, you know, above a size 12. I was saying, I cannot waste that much time and energy and resources and everybody around me's time and energy and resources gearing up for yet one more diet while I'll lose weight and go out and buy all these new clothes and, you know, have 7 different sizes of clothes in my closet and only to put it back on.
If anything, Jackie understands how Hollywood works.
There aren't a lot of people who look like me winning Oscars and being put on the 50 most beautiful people list. We do live in a world where it's usually the tallest, the thinnest, and usually the blondest who wins. So naturally, a perfect fit for a short, fat Mexican. You know, it's like, whoa, I hit the genetic lottery, you know? But I'll be damned if that means I don't get to live a kick-ass life.
But that life is one that's been plagued by weight problems since childhood. Jackie's mother put her on her first diet when she was just 8. By 13, she was bulimic.
I just thought, normal people don't do this. Normal people don't drive around with Tupperware in their car so they can throw up in the car. Normal people don't have to brush their teeth 15 times a day.
Today, with her fiancé Bill, Jackie is happy as a clam and hopes to turn her experience into a documentary, even her time in the hospital.
It was so crazy. I went in at 7:30. I was out of surgery at 8:45, and they got me out of bed at 11 o'clock to do laps around the hospital.
You can find out more about Jackie by clicking on to ET Online, powered by Yahoo Entertainment.
Besides the physical transformation, what's been the biggest change in here?
I'm just so proud of myself. I mean, I feel like for so long I had to work at being proud of myself, and now I just am. At, you know, the risk of sounding overly dramatic, I feel reborn. I feel like I've been given the second chance, and damn it, I'm gonna use it.
Jackie is using her second chance to help others. She's currently writing a book and will appear on the Montel Williams Show next month to encourage self-esteem in young women. Now tomorrow on ET, a TV icon's heart scare.
Was there ever a time you were afraid you might die?
Patty Duke comes to ET for her first interview following a frightening surgery. Then, from Johnny Carson to Annette Funicello to Richard Pryor, we'll bring you a health update on your favorite legendary stars. And look who we found.
Hey there, E.T. Check out this week's sneak peek at Lost.
Plus, 2 tons of tutus. You have to see it to believe it. That's tomorrow.
It was reported that Shelley Long may have overdosed because of her failed marriage. Well, tonight, E.T. uncovers the divorce papers to see what might have gone wrong. After nearly 22 years of marriage, Shelley and husband Bruce Tyson have decided to call it quits, citing irreconcilable differences. Final divorce papers filed in July of this year and signed by Shelley, known as Tyson in the documents, state that the couple will split nearly all of their assets in half, with each retaining all personal properties in their possession.
What the parties seem to have decided to do here was to sit down, work things through, make this not be a messy divorce, a typical Hollywood divorce, and try to have this fly below the radar screen.
The papers do, however, state that Shelley will retain 100% of all acting residuals and all other assets relating to her career.
Part of what they divided here was the future earning capacity on the residuals for the show Cheers. They sat down with able counsel and decided that that was something that Shelley Long was going to get on a going forward basis.
The couple separated in May of last year. In the original papers filed by her former husband and dated just 3 months later, he claims his reasons for the divorce, stating that terminating the marital status at the present time would allow him to get on with his life emotionally. And though the couple's 19-year-old daughter is no longer a minor, the papers provide for her welfare as well, allocating monies for any and all college tuition, room, board, books, and supplies, as well as the 1996 Volvo.
Here, Shelley and her husband have gone through the process and determined that that was a responsibility that they were going to share. It's quite admirable.
The papers also reveal that Shelley and Bruce each waived the right to spousal support. Today's ET birthdays are brought to you by Febreze Scent Stories. Which American Idol runner-up had a guest starring role on the TV show Ed? Is it Diana DeGarmo, Clay Aiken, or Justin Guarini? Your answers next in the ET birthdays.
Love that just been to the dentist clean feeling? You can get it every day with the Crest Spin Brush Pro. With 2 moving heads for a more powerful clean, no wonder 8 out of 10 people said it was better than any brush they've tried. Crest Spin Brush Pro.
Today's ET birthdays are brought to you by Febreze Scent Stories. Ben Stiller is 39. Dick Clark is 75. And which American Idol runner-up had a guest starring role on the TV show Ed?
That is Clay Aiken, who's 26 today. Rosie O'Donnell is returning to TV.
Yep, she's back at work, and tomorrow she tells Jan Caro all about her real job as mom to her 4 kids. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
What you haven't heard about Julia's babies and George Clooney's debilitating injury. Inside Shelley Long's divorce papers, a star's battle with bulimia, and Jessica Simpson's home movies next.